That is an interesting story, my lord. Why, thank you, my son. I'm so glad that you liked my story. I loved it. You know, my lord, yes, I wanted to ask you a question, yes? How did you become the king of Israel? I mean, were you brought up in a royal family? No, I wasn't. I wasn't brought up in a royal family. I was actually brought up in a poor family. Really. But the Lord God, He called me to be the next king of Israel. Really? Wow, that's amazing. Yes, it is. Well, we would be delighted if you would tell us about how the Lord God chose you to be the next king of Israel. Why, I would be delighted. Alright, the story goes like this. Saul, the first king of Israel, he disobeyed the Lord God on numerous occasions. And Samuel, the prophet of God, who was also the last judge of Israel before Israel had a king, he mourned and he prayed for Saul. But then the Lord said, Samuel, how long will you keep mourning for Saul, seeing that I have rejected him from being king of Israel? I tell you now, fill your horn with oil and go down to Bethlehem and find a man named Jesse, for I have chosen one of his sons to be the next king of Israel. And what did Samuel say? He said to the Lord, how can I go without Saul knowing? He might want to kill me. And the Lord said, He said, take with you a heifer and tell the people that you've come to sacrifice to the Lord. Wow, that's a good cover. Yes, it is. So, Samuel went to Bethlehem, and when the people saw him, they were greatly afraid. I would be afraid myself. I mean, a great prophet, and he's coming to my town. I mean, there has to be some significant reason. And when the people, they asked him, well, Samuel, great prophet of God, do you come peaceably? And what did he say? He said, yes, I come peaceably. I come only to sacrifice to the Lord. Clean yourselves and come to the sacrifice. And Jesse, your father, was one of the men who came to the sacrifice, wasn't he? He and his sons. But not me, of course. I was still in the fields tending the sheep. I see. So, Jesse and your brothers, they went to the sacrifice, and if I remember reading the Holy Bible correctly, what is the Bible? I'll explain it to you later. Okay. Right. So anyway, I remember reading about your eldest brother, Eliab. He was the most handsome, the most strong of the people. Or at least, he was like a perfect person in those days. He was strong, he was muscular, he was very handsome. And when Samuel saw him, he said within himself, certainly this is the Lord's anointed. I mean, look at him. And, I forgot. What did he say? I'll tell you. The Lord said to Samuel, do not look upon this man or his stature, for I have rejected him. For the Lord does not see in the way that people see. Mankind looks upon the outward appearance, but the Lord looks upon the heart. Good point. So, then he made all the rest of your 7 brothers to pass before him. Abinadab, Shammah, all the rest of your brothers. And Samuel said to Jesse your father, neither has the Lord chosen any of these. And then that's when Samuel asked your father Jesse, are all of your sons here? And my father said, no, the youngest, which is me, of course, out in the field. I was out in the field tending the sheep. And Samuel said, go and fetch him, for we will not sacrifice to the Lord until he is here. And so he sent some of your other older brothers to go and fetch you. And you came, and according to the Holy Scriptures, you were the most well, you weren't the most handsome. Thanks a lot. I didn't mean it like that. I'm just trying to tell the story exactly. And like your brother, you were handsome, you were cute, and you were good to look at. Let's just say you were just handsome. You know, I don't remember reading I don't remember exactly what I read from off the top of my head, but something like that. You were just like your brother Eliab. You were handsome. Why, thank you. Well, I don't like to boast, but I like to think I was a pretty good-looking fellow, and I still think that I am pretty good-looking right now. But I don't like to boast. Even though I am the king, I don't want to boast. It's not me. Right. So, anyway, so you came before Samuel, and what happened then? Samuel heard the Lord say to him, "Arise, take the oil, and anoint him, for this is my anointed. This is the one of whom I have chosen to be the next king of Israel." So Samuel arose, and he anointed me. And from that day forward, the Lord was with me. And then, of course, before you became king, which is somewhere like, you were in your 30s when you became the king, you had a long career ahead of you as a soldier in the Israelite army. Indeed. Well, that's a wonderful story, my lord. Thank you. Thank you for telling the story. You're welcome, my son. Well, hey, it's dinner time. Would you like to stay with us for dinner? Why, absolutely. What are you having? We're having beef. Ah, beef. Is it kosher? I don't know. I'll have to ask my mother. Well, remember, I can't have anything that's not kosher, you know. I'm Jewish. I can't have anything that's not kosher. Well, I'll ask mother. Okay.